Now it's time for Tomahawk Talk.
Oh man, that's great. You gotta love the accent there, a little bit of the southern hospitality. You can hear it in your voice, man.
Yes, sir. That's our man Biggins. We met him a few years back. Me and Josh did from 9 innings. He's definitely from down south. He's been a good friend of ours through the game though. I think he's got 4 accounts in our club, which is crazy to be able to manage that. But man, what a great guy, Biggins.
Yeah, you'll be hearing that a few times throughout the show, the different little intros and stuff. But yeah, man, it's big thanks to him for all that. But now we're going on to our Tomahawk talk. Again, we said we're both really big Braves fans, but the last 2 years, man, injuries been killing us.
Oh my goodness, dude. Absolutely killer. We got a great potential young team. Lots of guys on long-term cheap contracts, which is what the Braves like to do. But man, injury riddle has been crazy.
Oh, it's definitely been annoying. But I mean, we've had a busy off season. I mean, a lot of different stuff, a lot of stuff to the coaching staff, a lot of stuff to the roster as well. Trying to hopefully bounce back and get to the postseason, for 2026.
Yeah, certainly, man. Barely made it 2 years ago. Had that double header at the end of the year with the Mets where we split the series there and
I remember
both
that.
made
That
it
was
in.
wild.
Yeah, I
Ronaldo
was sitting at
Lopez.
work watching it. Yeah. Mm. But like you said, we had a lot of changes so far this year. Looking at the coaching staff, it's completely redone. But let's take a look at the roster changes over the offseason here for the Braves.
Yeah, Braves are actually pretty active this offseason. And that began with some nice bullpen acquisitions. Like the very first thing this entire offseason, re-signed Iggy to a 1 year deal. And I mean, he had a few issues at the beginning of the year, but I mean, just remember what he did last season. He was one of the best
Oh yeah.
relievers in all of baseball. So it's nice to have Iggy back. But the big signing, and in my opinion, this guy is the second best reliever on the market. My man Robert Suarez. He's gross, man. Gonna have him as setup. Oof. Nasty
Yeah,
fastball.
the Padres obviously not needing him after they signed Mason Miller. So they were looking to sell and Robert Suarez coming over to Atlanta. Looking at his stats from the last couple of years, he's been one of, if not the best closers in the league. Led the league last year with 40 saves and 36 the year before, both with sub 3 ERAs. A lot of
Mm.
strikeouts from him too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw something the other day that's like, out of the last 3 years, he has the most saves out of anybody. Like even guys
Yeah,
like Edwin Diaz and stuff because of injuries. And I heard that the Braves offered Diaz a contract, but he picked the Dodgers. But we'll get into that stuff later. But so we have Iggy Suarez, who will, Suarez will be the setup. It's already been said though. Suarez will be set up. Iggy at closer. But I mean, Suarez will still get plenty of save opportunities too. Maybe Iggy pitches one day and next day Iggy needs some rest. Suarez comes in and can probably try to get some saves and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I like this bullpen. We also got a more little under the radar deal, bringing back Tyler Kinley for another season. I mean, we got him last season at the deadline. He's pretty solid after coming over. I believe he had like a one something ERA with the Braves.
yeah, solid season last year. Again, like you said, not one of the biggest moves we made this off season, but definitely something to take note of.
So yeah, hopefully the Braves will have a solid bullpen in 26. I mean, I think they got a top five bullpen. I'm just saying. I mean, the back end of the pen with Iggy Suarez. You still got Dylan Lee, Aaron Bummer, and I mean, even the long relievers. I mean, we're gonna have probably either Grant Holmes or Ronaldo Lopez as a long reliever. So if they're back and healthy, that's a again, I think that's a top five bullpen in baseball.
Yeah, I think that's not being too biased by any means here. Definitely a very solid bullpen there. But Braves also made some moves on the offensive side of the ball. Signing Mike Yastrzemski to start off the offseason. That was kind of a confusing move there, right, Josh?
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, I remember I first saw that. I'm like, why do we need another outfielder? We have the outfield locked up, but because I kind of thought the plan was to have alternating the catchers at DH, having Baldwin and Murphy both playing at the same time. That's kind of what we did for a little bit of last season as a kind of Ozuna started to slump and they decided to go in with both catchers. But, especially seeing that Murphy's going to be hurt for about the first month of the season. So we'd be without a DH anyway. So I think it's a solid pickup. I mean, Yastrzemski with a decent bat. So, solid numbers, not crazy, but a decent lefty bat there.
Yeah, looking at his numbers with the Giants, obviously didn't break out until about 2019, and he was 28 years old already. So now in his
He had a
mid
fire
30s.
2020 season.
Oh yeah, great 2020 season. It looks like he had quite a few, or not crazy home run numbers. He's usually sitting around 20, but what we like to see out of him is that on base percentage, usually sitting in the 400s there, even with a low average. Guy walks quite a bit.
No, that's solid. Yeah, again, solid move there. I think it's not something that's like it's a crazy, it's not like a Kyle Schwarber bat who's gonna, move the ceiling for this team up crazily, but it kind of moves the floor up because, think of all the injuries and stuff we've been through, and especially with the outfield. I mean, how many games last year did we have our full starting outfield healthy and playing? I mean, maybe 60 games.
Maybe
So
60, yeah.
yeah, with the, Acuna recovering from the ACL, uh, different other injuries and profile with the suspensions and stuff. So having that extra outfielder, if something does go wrong, he can play any of the outfield positions, move guys around, and then you can go to your double catchers at DH. So it's just another move that really adds a lot of depth. So solid signing there. But the biggest move of this offseason, I think, for the Braves was bringing back Ha-Seong Kim on a 1 year deal. I mean, he was with the Braves the end of last season. They picked him up after he got released. But I mean, unfortunately, he's already hurt, man. What is the deal with injuries? We already got Murphy and Ha-Seong Kim on the injured list. You bring Kim back on a 1 year deal, and then he breaks his finger slipping on ice. Like, come on, man.
I swear, man, these injury concerns, they just don't ever go away for Atlanta, it seems. Yeah, we have Ha-Seong Kim already hurt, along with Sean Murphy, but that also brings in another acquisition the Braves made this offseason, bringing in Mauricio Dubon. So he's probably going to be starting the season at shortstop with Kim injured.
Yeah, I mean, Dubon, not a crazy piece, more of a utility type of guy. Very similar to Nick Allen, which that was the trade. It was Dubon for Nick Allen, but, solid glove. But, not great with the bat, but you'll do, cause Kim's only projected to miss like a month or two at the most. So hopefully it won't be anything too crazy. But, again, with Kim, you get immaculate defense, solid bat. Just think of, what was it, 2023? That he just went crazy. He had some like MVP votings and stuff too. So, it depends how Kim can get back and get healthy. But especially after the Braves shortstop worries last season. I mean, what Nick Allen had like no home runs throughout his
Yeah,
first like 120 games or whatnot, and Kim hit a few. So that's an infinite boost at least with home runs. So it's nice to have Kim back.
yeah, man. I think I saw an account on Instagram throughout the season last year that was tracking how many barrels people had throughout the year, and I think their goal was to see who was the last man standing with 0 barrels, and their winner was Nick Allen last year. So hopefully,
He
hopefully we'll have a jump there with Kim coming back.
I mean, he was fun to watch with the glove, but I mean, Kim just as great of a defender. But you're gonna have a big upgrade with the bat, hopefully, when he gets back and healthy.
I
But we also got
also,
some coach
oh
changes, man.
yeah, lots of coaching changes here. I've got this pulled up. The Obviously we know the Braves. They promoted Walt Weiss to the new manager. Um,
Hmm.
so with that change, he wanted to bring in a younger coaching staff with him. So we've got a lot of changes here. A lot of guys coming in from different teams. We
At first,
have
getting a little bit of pieces from everywhere, bringing all sorts of new faces.
yeah, we got JP Martinez coming in as the bullpen coach. He was with the Giants. I believe he was just a pitching coach in general over there. So did
Yeah,
some
he
great
was
work
there.
with
Yeah, he was the
Logan
pitching
Webb.
coach.
Yeah, great work with Logan Webb
And
and
I
some
mean,
other
all
pieces
sorts
over
of
there.
those. unique arms with Rodgers, man. I mean, one
Yeah,
of the
dude.
more interesting relievers. So if you can work with someone like that, I mean, relievers are always weird. So to have someone like that, helping with the pen, that's nice.
Yeah. Looking at some other guys he brought in, we got Tony Mansolini as the bench coach and Jeremy Hefner coming in at pitching coach. And we also got new first and third base coaches as well, with Antoine Richardson coming to do first base coaching, and we got Tommy Watkins coming from Minnesota to be the third base coach.
Which one was the one who was brought over from the Mets? Because he is a great base running coach. Because he had Juan Soto last season, his first season with the Mets. That was his best stolen base season by far. And you never would have thought of Soto as a base thief. So to imagine him having guys like Acuna and Harris who have plus speed, maybe even Ozzy getting some stolen base numbers. Ooh, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, man, lots of changes there. Hopefully that'll help the base running. Remember that one incident we had last year? That was kind of ugly. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a lot of changes there. And also staying at the hitting coach, we got Tim Hires coming back.
Yeah, Hires. I remember when we got him. What was it last year? After some down year performances from a few different bats, but we'll see. Give him a second year back with some of these guys, and hopefully get some other guys like maybe Riley. Maybe we can get Riley going. I'd love that 'cause he's been injured the last few years, hasn't played much more than 100 games. So Riley's a big guy to look for next season.
Yeah, speaking of Riley and the coaching staff, we saw an interview the other day with what was it? We had Ozzy, Riley, and Olson. I think it was an interview with the
Yeah,
infield. They were talking about
that was a
Walt Weiss coming up. Yeah, the guys were saying they really are looking forward to seeing what he can do. That he really deserves this spot.
Yeah, it's nice when you have a new head coach, but yet it's someone who's been in the system before. And he's also, he's coached other places like with the Rockies. Now, granted, it's the Rockies, so you look at some of those performances, you're like, oh my goodness, that was not the best team. But again, it's the Rockies. I feel like if you're, gonna manage the Rockies, it's the same thing as being a Browns coach, in the NFL. It's you're just kind of doomed for failure from the start. But it's nice to have a familiar guy back with this Braves coaching staff.
Oh, certainly, man. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what the young pitchers can do this year. Obviously, you got AJ
Mm.
Smith-Shawver still recovering from injury from last year. But we got the young guys.
Yeah.
Remember, Spencer Strider's still a young guy. A lot of people forget how young he is.
I mean, that's the thing. We didn't really make any changes to this rotation, but you got Sale slotted in as the one. And I mean, when he is healthy, there's really only a few other pitchers, like especially in the National League, that are better than a healthy Chris Sale. But the guys who are going to make or break this rotation, Spencer Strider and Schwellenbach in the middle of this rotation. Because then, we have possibly Waldrop at the 4 spot and maybe either Grant Holmes or Ronaldo Lopez in the 5 spot. And I mean, as long as we can keep Bryce Elder out of this rotation,
Please, dude.
hopefully it'll be a better season. I mean,
Not
I'd rather
Bryce
bring up
Elder.
like Didier Fuentes or something, but not
hmm
Bryce Elder again, man.
Come on, man. Anything
But
but Bryce Elder.
the guys who will make or break the 2026 rotation will be both of those Spencers. I mean, because they both put up great numbers, but both coming back from injuries, both dealing with certain things. My question for you, Jordan, is which Spencer will have the better 2026, Strider or Schwellenbach?
I'm really, really high on Spencer Schwellenbach, but I think I'm gonna have to say Spencer Strider's gonna have the better 2026 season. Looking at his 22 and 23 years, obviously
Oof.
some nasty stats he's putting up as a rookie and a second year guy. Crazy stuff out of the guy. But obviously he dealt with the injury in 2024 and then coming back still recovering from it in 25. Not the greatest stats putting up, but I'm looking for a bounce back season out of him this year in 2026.
The big thing for me with Strider is that the new Braves pitching coach, they just brought him in, and the very first thing he said was, I was looking at the tape and I see where I could fix Spencer Strider. apparently Strider dropped his arm slot a few degrees, and that's, he hasn't been able to get the vertical rise on his fastball like he used to. So, if he's able to get that back, maybe get a little bit more oomph on his fastball, with, RPMs and stuff, getting that up. But also, that also allows for better control and better depth from his slider. So if he can do that in again, a year out now from his surgery, maybe he can get some of that strength back in his arm, because there was a significant drop off with his velocity. That's my worry with Strider. But with Schwellenbach, I don't know, man. Schwellenbach was consistently getting up there at 100 miles an hour before he got hurt. I mean, he was throwing gas. I don't know who will throw harder next season. I don't know. I kind of think Schwellenbach might have him. What do you think?
Yeah, we remember back before the injury for Strider and the changes he made to the pitching motion. He was consistently hitting 100, 101 even. But Schwellenbach, like you said, just last year hitting 101. I'm thinking he's going to be throwing harder this year with the changes that Strider's been making.
Yeah, I mean, I love Spencer Schwellenbach. He's just a fun guy. It's just unfortunate that he got hurt. He was what, an all-star, and he's putting up insane numbers for again, a second year dude. But again, with going on to Strider, those numbers that he put up in 22 and 23, that was also before he brought out that curveball. So I remember in 20, what was it? It was 24 during spring training. He was dicing everyone up, bringing out that new curveball, and he still has that. So, we'll see with Strider, but I'm still really high in Schwellenbach. I think Schwellenbach can still put up some solid numbers, and we'll see how the Spencers do in 2026, man.
Yeah, really looking forward to see the stuff out of them. I'm also interested to see Hurston Waldrop. I think he's going to have a really good breakout year this year.
I agree. I mean, he did well last season after, he came up and down throughout 24 a few times, but he eventually found a spot and got in the groove. Nasty splitter. Again, pretty solid fastball, sit up in the mid 90s, but we'll see. We'll see how this rotation can do. Hopefully we can stay healthy, because, last season every single player on the opening day rotation spent significant time on the IR. So hopefully we can have a healthy rotation. That's my hope.
Yeah, and
Again,
probably
keeping
not going to see Smith Shawver coming back this year, but man, next year if we got a healthy rotation, that's going to be whew.
yeah, and again, if we can keep Bryce Elder off the team, like that's, I mean, sorry to Bryce Elder. He actually had some decent starts. It's crazy. He'd either go 6 innings giving up maybe 1 run, or he'd go 1 inning giving up 6 runs. So very, very interesting on him. But if we can maybe keep him down at AAA or something, then that this rotation's been healthy and it's done its job throughout 2026.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be looking for. Now, I got a question for you, Josh. Obviously,
Oh man.
we see Drake Baldwin winning Rookie of the Year last year. Great season from the guy. But my question to you is, with all of the Rookie of the Year campaigns the Braves have seen over the last 30, 40 years, where do you think Baldwin ranks up with the rest of the guys?
Now I'm just looking at mainly the last 5 rookie of the years, and it's tough to compare because Baldwin's a catcher, so it's a little different. I mean, you got to think about how much production the catcher position brings, and it's typically not. I mean, typically catchers will probably sit around at 700 OPS because of how fatiguing it is uh, and mentally difficult to be a catcher. But the big thing that stands out for me with Baldwin is how he was able to deal with the pitching staff. I mean, you're the guy back there calling all the pitches, calling the game plans, so it's difficult to kind of do that as a rookie player and put up the numbers that he did. I mean, a 3.3 WAR season, 274 average, 19 homers for 810 OPS. I mean, he had a solid season. But looking back at some of the other Braves rookie of the years, I don't know, man. It's hard to rank him because again, he is a catcher, so that just adds so much more layer to the position. Because in my opinion, that is the toughest position to play in all of baseball as a catcher.
Yeah, certainly
But
a very tough comparison here with like you said, with him being a catcher, it's tough to compare him up, but like you said, the last 5 rookie of the years for the Braves. We're looking at in what was it? In 22, we had Michael Harris win it. 2018.
Harris, Acuna, a few years back, Kimbrel, Furcal, Justice. And again, the last few years, the Braves prospects, the prospect system's always ranked like towards the bottom of baseball, which to me is always funny because it feels like every single year we just have this random guy who just steps up out of nowhere and puts up almost all-star level numbers. I mean, even think back last year with Schwellenbach, right? Schwellenbach stepped up and put up a like a 3.2 ERA, and he's gross, and he's still now, probably the three guy going into our rotation. But I mean, I don't know. It's hard because Harris, his rookie of the year was incredible. Amazing defense, 297 average, 19 homers and an 853 OPS. I don't think Baldwin was quite that good last year. And, hopefully Harris can get back to that, man, cause we're kind of missing that thump in that lineup. Again, a great defense by Harris, but we haven't really seen him play to that level since his rookie campaign. And then again, Acuna, you can't beat Acuna's rookie year. Probably the best Braves player of the last 10, 15 years. Ronald Acuna Jr. Probably a top 5 player when healthy. Again, he had a great rookie campaign, 26 homers. Kimbrel too, you can't really compare a catcher with a reliever. And then you have Furcal and Justice, where I think Baldwin kind of beats both of those out. Furcal, I mean a 4 WAR, but only 4 homers and a 776 OPS. Great season from Justice too, though, 2.9 WAR. But again, you're not playing a amazing position like catcher that calls for a lot. Again, he had 28 homers and a 908 OPS, but you're not playing one of the most taxing defensive positions in all of baseball.
Yeah, it seemed like, especially for those last two guys there, it was a bit of the opposite for their seasons. You had Furcal with the 4 WAR, but really only 4 home runs, not a lot of offensive numbers, a lot of
That's
defense,
them.
and
That's
then
them Nick Allen numbers. That's them Nick
yes,
Allen
sir,
numbers.
well, Andrelton Simmons action in there. And then we had
Oh,
David Justice, just the opposite. Terrible fielding, but man, terrific offensive numbers. Then you got Acuna. Man, he's a great mix of both. There's no way you can say Baldwin beat his campaign.
no,
Again,
I
Kimbrel tough to compare, but
yeah, I mean, Kimbrel, one of his best seasons was his rookie campaign. The most amount of strikeouts he had in his entire career came in his rookie campaign, 127 strikeouts. He never beat that in the season. 2.1 ERA, 46 saves. Hopefully those are numbers we'll see from Robert Suarez next year. But again, you can't really compare that. But I don't know. I'd still probably give Kimbrel the edge though because 2.5 WAR as a reliever is wild. I
yeah,
mean,
he came
especially
what, like
rookie reliever.
seventh? Yeah, seventh in Cy Young voting or something like that year in his
As
rookie
a
year
rookie
as a
reliever is
reliever. Gosh
crazy.
sakes, man.
But no,
Insane,
I
man.
looking forward to Baldwin next year. And I mean, again, it'll be very similar to actually how last season started. Murphy going down with injury at the beginning of the year so that Baldwin gets that opportunity. I mean, I remember talking to you at the beginning of last season in spring training and stuff. I was like, you know what? Look at Drake Baldwin. I think this guy's gonna make the roster and do something special. And well, he made the roster opening day catcher and he went on to win rookie of the year. So, maybe we can make some more, hopefully make some more great calls like that in the future.
Yeah, man. That was pretty crazy for you. You did technically call that in spring training. Like, man, yeah, Baldwin, he's gonna make the roster. He's gonna make a big impact on the team, and boy, did he ever.
And the thing with Baldwin is like the first few weeks, he had like the worst luck I've ever seen. He kept crushing balls foul. He had like multiple that were robbed that should have been homers. Took him a while to get that first homer, but I'm looking forward to him next year. I mean, especially after having a season now under his belt, and it's gonna be fun. And I mean, we also get the extra first round pick for Baldwin winning Rookie of the Year, so that's also pretty cool, man. That not only great performance from him, but hey, we get an extra draft pick, so that's also really cool to help develop this farm system even more, which at the moment is actually currently on the rise, but maybe we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah, dude, like you said, Baldwin extremely unlucky at the start of last year. Man, it looked like me playing MLB The Show. He's crushing balls 105 right at people, man.
I
It's
remember
tough.
that. It was crazy. I'm like, man, when is this guy gonna get his first home run? And then he put up almost 20 homers. So great year from Baldwin. Now we kind of have a two-part question, and this will end our Tomahawk talk here. But again, we talked about the injuries of the Braves. But will the Braves really be able to bounce back in 2026? And if
Listen,
healthy, what teams would you even put above the 2026 Braves? Because again,
well,
theoretically, every season I say that the Braves should be a top five, top three team, but the last 2 years, I've never seen the amount of injuries in any sports franchise that the Braves have had in the last 2 years.
nah, man, absolutely insane. Terrible luck with the injuries these last few years. But uh, really, what I've been looking at is if we can stay healthy, I think there's only a few teams better than I would say maybe obviously the Dodgers. They
Yeah.
spending all the money in the world, and then maybe I'm looking at the Red Sox with the bolsters to their rotation. They might be better than the Braves this
I don't
year,
know.
but
I don't think I'd put the Red Sox because the Red Sox offense is not. I mean, you're losing Alex Bregman. You don't have that. You've lost that great bat that you've had for years with Bregman and Devers. You don't have that anymore, and I don't think the Red Sox have that thump offensively. Again, they have a good rotation, but again, we'll see how the Spencers do for the Braves. I'd almost put them up against the Red Sox rotation. So I don't know about the Red Sox. It could be close. We'll see. But
yeah, you
a
gotta
team that
watch
I
out,
think
bro.
a team that I think it'll be tough is it's always tough against the Phillies, man. I mean, they lost Ranger Suarez, great arm, but again, Wheeler healthy and Nola, all those guys. It's always tough against Philly. One of the best offenses in baseball. They made a bunch of moves this offseason too, so it's always fun to see that rivalry. One of the best rivalries is the entirety of the top of the NL East with the Mets, Phillies, and Braves. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see with that. Hopefully the Braves can best the Phillies, be on top, maybe win the National League East. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be great to see this year. And yeah, as long as we can stay healthy, I think this should be a great bounce back year for Atlanta.
But I said that last year too. I mean, 2024, we had an insane amount of injuries. Again, with, your best player on the team, Acuna tearing his ACL, and then Strider hurting, what was it, his UCL, having a second Tommy John. So you lose, arguably your best young pitcher, one of the best bats in all of baseball, one of the best talents, especially after 2023 where Acuna won MVP. You lose him. I mean, that's your two stars, your two, immaculate start, and then Riley going down too for some time, Ozzy going down. I mean, it's just been rough. The last time we've had a pretty healthy team was 2023, and that was one of the, that was a historic offense, one of the best offenses we've ever seen in all of baseball. I mean, I remember that was so fun to watch because the amount of home runs that the 2023 Braves team was hitting. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to be like that in 2026, but if healthy, we'll see. Maybe we can go back to a 90 plus win team.
Yeah, in that 23 season, we saw the solid rock of Matt Olson, the only guy who does not ever get injured for this Atlanta team. He hit, what, 53 home runs that year?
It was wild, man. I Here's the thing. I feel like I don't know when it's going to happen. it's I don't know. It's kind of a bad omen that I have that I feel like one of these seasons the entire team is going to be healthy except Matt Olson. Something's just going to happen. The entire team is going to be healthy, but Matt Olson is the MLB's current Iron Man. He played the most consecutive games so far. It's like 800 something or something wild, but I don't know. Hopefully Olson can keep staying healthy and mashing for the Braves. Because he was
Yes,
probably
sir.
the Braves' best bat last year. Matt Olson, the consistent, putting some pop up there. But again, last year, just not a lot of guys around him because of all the injuries. But yeah, I think the Braves are probably a top five team if healthy. But again, that's the big question is if they're going to be healthy.
It is a big if for sure. But I think that's gonna wrap up Tomahawk Talk for this episode.
Hopefully, there's still talks that the Braves might go out and get another starter to add some depth and because really there are a lot of question marks because you have Chris Sale. But again, he's getting up there in age. you have both Spencers who are coming off of, Strider not the best season, still kind of working through that injury, getting back to 100%. Schwellenbach missed the rest of the season because of injury. You have Grant Holmes and Ronaldo Lopez, who only pitched a handful of innings because of injury. Waldrop is still a question mark. So the rotation is a big question mark. They can either be great or, there's a lot of question marks. So maybe next time we have this Tomahawk talk, who knows? Maybe we'll have a new guy on the rotation to talk about, but we'll see.
And, I'm gonna make a prediction right now, Josh. Just
All right. Oh
completely out of
man.
the blue prediction right here.
Oh man. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
At the deadline, the Braves are gonna sign Jared Jones out of Pittsburgh. That's my prediction.
Jones out of Pittsburgh. That's interest. That's an interesting take, man. That's
That's
certainly
the
one of those that's like you're just taking the most wild shot possible, so that if it somehow does come true, you just got like, man, look at this incredible call that I had. But yeah, that pretty
when
much
it
wraps
happens,
up
man.
this Tomahawk talk, man. And time to move on to the rest of the stuff that we got planned for this episode.
Yes, sir.